Ladies and gents, we've done Klopp, we've done Pep Guardiola. Thomas Tuchel, anyone? Let's take a look. Yes, this is a Thomas Tuchel. I apologize. I don't speak German. Pronunciation is not my thing. But Thomas Tuchel, this is a tactic dedicated to him, apparently. The only thing in the Steam Workshop is a YouTube video link that goes to all the things that you possibly could want to know about this tactic. I'm assuming from the creator. It is all in German. So I don't know a lick of German. So it didn't really help me all that much. However, it's there. Take a look if you want to take a look at how this is done and how it works for your team. As we start off, usually the tactic itself, it starts with a sweeper keeper in support, a wide center back on both sides, ball playing defender in cover, two wingbacks on automatic, a deep line playmaker in support, a box to box on support, two inverted wingers on support, and an advanced forward in attack. It is a positive mentality, individual tactical style. In possession, you have attacking width is fairly narrow. Approach play is pass into space, pass out of defense, or play out of defense, mix crosses. In transition, counter press, hold shape, distribute to the flanks. And then out of possession, high press line of engagement, higher defensive line, trigger press much more often, trap outside, and stop the crosses. But now, how does a Thomas Tuchel tactic work for Tottenham, Wolves, and Newcastle? Unfortunately, it worked for one of them. For Tottenham, it worked very well, sitting in fourth place, 71 points. We've seen better on them. And this is a season where Manchester United actually pipped to the league title. Man City and Liverpool all at 76, 78, and 81. Very tough season for everyone, but Tottenham sitting in fourth place with Champions League spot, 71 points is not fantastic. Wolves, Newcastle, on the other hand, dreadful. 34 relegated for Newcastle. Wolves in 15th with 45 points. Not great at all. Overall, Tottenham's schedule is not a fantastic way to start. An awful August, seeing only one win. September, only two. October, three. So you finally pick it up in November with three wins and a draw. The second half of the season looks better with a lot more green runs that you could see. You can see they are into the Europa League, unfortunately knocked out of the Champions League, but 10-0 over Malmo, 7-0 over Malmo. Unfortunately, Benfica, 2-1 win at home and then a 1-3 loss away from home sees you out of that. And actually, that's the last cup, FA Cup fourth round, 0-5 against Man City, and then the EFL Cup quarterfinal against Aston Villa out 1-4. Wolves and Newcastle, we definitely expect to have been fired long ago. August, awful. I mean, the only positive is an Alessandria friendly, but everything else, you're automatically out against Nottingham Forest in the EFL Cup second round. You finally pick up your first win on September 10th. You have a nice start to October and then just finish it out kind of dreadfully. But overall, an awful season. Manchester United sees you out of the FA Cup third round. You get a couple of runs here and there, but all these losses are so awful. And Newcastle, I mean, what do you expect? They were almost the third place relegation, really awful. Everton sees you out of the EFL Cup second round 0-0 on penalties. Exeter City sees you out 1-2 in the third round. And I mean, the series of red, all of that is just painful. Tottenham spending some money in the transfer window, though. Benjamin Dominguez we've seen for 3.5. Mikel Merino from Real Sociedad, 39 million. And then Javi Galan we've seen before, but 24.5. They are spending some cash. And I mean, there you go. Tanganga again to Borussia Dortmund, 13.75. We've seen several times before. And then again, not much from Wolves at all. Miguel Velosa from Hellas Verona, 325k. And then a couple of outs that really just haven't added up to much. Newcastle bringing Farias from Cologne for 3 million. Ruben Loftus-Cheek from Chelsea on loan. Alex Scott we've seen before for 7 million, and Malcolm from Zenit, 35.5. Just none of them able to save the season. I'm assuming Malcolm's just heading out the door straight ahead, but 669. Really dreadful season. Data hub wise for Tottenham, generally okay defensively, good in attack, as you can see right here. They've got a couple of numbers that are not too bad. And then they've picked it up from some of the tactics we've seen before, but still not enough. Wolves generally okay defensively, funny enough, and very weak in attack. So the attacking side is where they really needed to grow. And as you can see, 1-2 on the Premier League average, maybe. Everything else is just so far below. And then defensively, you actually have some, interceptions per game, blocks per game. You got some great numbers there, but conceded XG, tackles, all just awful. But as you can see, this is a defensive tactic. Generally okay defensively, even when you're third place relegation, we are very weak in attack. They really need a stronger attack. Definitely not even breaking, just like Wolves, didn't break a single number above the Premier League average. And then fouls made per game, not a great number. Interceptions per game, a very good number. But everything else, wow, just so bad. So most goals for the Premier League, you do see Tottenham in there. I would expect Tottenham to be doing very well. Wolves, though, however, in 8th with 48 goals. Fewest shots against, Tottenham there. But everything else is going to be more the defensive side. No shutouts whatsoever for either of them. Most tackles won, nobody. I mean, this literally nobody. Most shots for Tottenham and Newcastle. There you go. Newcastle really, I guess, peppering the goal, but not really getting anything in. That's kind of awful to see. Tottenham with 187 average most points per game. Most goals, though, Harry Kane and Cunha both in the top 6 or top 5 right now. 16 for Cunha, 25 for Harry Kane. Most assists, absolutely nobody. Most player of the match, Kane does come in there with 6. But, I mean, Christian Romero is in there. It's just so sparse. Nothing. Mateus Nunes with most tackles 1. Semedo's in there as well. So you do have the defensive side. Like I said, most key passes, nope. Most shots, though, Harry Kane, Cunha, and Son are in there. But overall, this is just hard to see. And as you can see, 38 goals for Harry Kane in all competitions. A fantastic number for him. 718 highest average rating. Son and Kulusevski with 9 assists apiece. And then most player of the match awards, Kane with 9, as you would expect. Cunha with 16 goals. Very low total, sadly to see. Mateus Nunes with 713 highest average rating. Sarabi with 9 assists. And Nunes with 4 player of the match awards. This in Newcastle, we're just going to see very little. Isaac with 9 goals in all competitions. That is probably the lowest we'll ever see of him unless he just gets injured somewhere down the line. Sven Botman with 703 highest average rating. St. Maximin with 4 assists. And Shar with 3 player of the awards. That's just tough to see. And if you go back to the table, Tottenham, the only shining star, I guess, in 4th place, but still, if this was a better season for the likes of Liverpool and Man City, Manchester United you never see up top, but it's just hard. I mean, Wolves and Newcastle, definitely. If you want to take a look at the video, that might help you spruce things up. And obviously, as I always say, if you're doing this yourself, you can probably bring things back. A lot of these draws you can turn into wins and things like that if you're any good at the game and trying to figure things out. Shouting, some training and all that, your own transfers. But all in all, as a sim, no thank you. But anyway, that's it for me, Seffian FM, for the Football Manager blog channel, saying thank you as always for watching. Take care and enjoy.